This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. It is Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We are your smart friends on the go. We skip the noise and look at who really benefits from the day's big moves. Let's get into it.
We start with the gist view. The big story today is oil, water, and power. The June 17th ceasefire between the US and Iran is officially over.
President Trump made the announcement at the NATO summit in Ankara. And it wasn't just talk. U.S. forces launched over 80 strikes near the Strait of Hormuz.
Iran hit right back. Their state paramilitary group, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, struck U.S. sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. They wanted to prove they can squeeze global energy markets at will.
And they did. Brent crude oil, the global price benchmark, jumped nearly 8% immediately. It is now trading above $80 a barrel.
This is a massive repricing of global logistics. The Strait of Hormuz is a tiny ocean choke point, but 20% of the world's daily oil supply flows right through it.
Think of it like a vital global toll road. By turning this maritime route back into a war zone, Washington is implicitly taxing that oil. They are using economic disruption to project tactical strength.
It's a harsh trade-off. On one hand, keeping a broken ceasefire while Iranian forces attack commercial ships normalizes extortion. To get real deterrence, the US had to take decisive action.
But on the other hand, breaking the truce gives Tehran exactly what it wants, a massive price shock. Historical context matters here. During the 1980s tanker war, maritime insurance for Gulf shipping spiked 400% in a single week. We are trading a diplomatic stalemate for acute economic vulnerability.
Pivoting from the ocean to the boardroom, let's look at the global overview. We have a major stall in the entertainment world. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield just slammed the brakes on a massive corporate merger.
Paramount is trying to buy Warner Brothers Discovery for $110 billion. But Oregon wants a 60-day delay. Why? They claim Paramount hid documents about its lobbying efforts with the Trump administration.
They also hid a regulatory strategy called Project Warrior. This is a fascinating power play. A single state government is using administrative red tape to freeze $110 billion of capital. It shows how local legal tools can directly constrain massive corporate moves.
Speaking of infrastructure, let's look up, way up. Low Earth orbit is getting crowded and private money is moving fast.
D-Orbit, an Italian space logistics company, just signed a multi-launch deal with Japan's ArcEdge Space. Private capital is actively locking down orbital delivery routes. Space is the new supply chain.
And security is following the money. Academics are now pitching constellations of tiny satellites to sniff out nuclear weapons in space. Terrestrial security frameworks are moving straight into orbit.
Let's bring it back down to earth for the European perspective. Brussels is admitting a structural failure in how it handles digital money.
The European Union has a big regulatory framework called MiCA. That stands for Markets in Crypto Assets. They are rushing to revise it before 2027.
Why the rush? Because their first try basically handed the market to dollar-backed stablecoins. A stablecoin is a digital token pegged to a steady asset, like the US dollar.
The European Union tried to force traditional, old-school banking rules onto crypto. It was too expensive for companies to comply. Meanwhile, the US passed the Genius, or simply United States law. That law lets crypto issuers hold their reserves in US public debt, which pays them interest.
Brussels is learning a hard lesson. Being the first to write the rules means nothing if compliance bankrupts the companies. Capital just flows to cheaper markets.
Exactly. But Europe still has a tricky balancing act. They need robust rules to protect the euro and stop unregulated foreign assets from causing digital bank runs.
Moving from digital security to national security. At that same Ankara NATO summit, Trump told Ukraine the US will grant Kyiv a license to build its own Patriot missile interceptors.
But there is a huge catch. The companies that actually make the Patriot system, Lockheed Martin and the aerospace conglomerate RTX, said they were never told.
This is a major shift in how the US handles security. Traditional ironclad guarantees are fading out. Sudden unilateral executive deal-making is taking over. It bypasses allies and it even bypasses the defence contractors.
Finally, a quick political update right here in Germany. The Alternative for Germany, or AfD, a right-wing populist party, just saw a major internal power shift at their conference in Erfurt.
Alice Weidel and Bjorn Höcke have secured total dominance over the party. Co-leader Tino Trupala saw his support plummet. The radical faction now has absolute structural control over the party's executive board.
Let's check today's temperature. Global logistics are getting a harsh military tax in the Gulf. States are using red tape to stall mega mergers. And from defence contracts to digital assets, executive unpredictability is the new global standard. Predictability is getting very expensive.
That is the big picture for today. Thanks for riding along with us.
If you enjoyed today's breakdown and want to stay ahead of the curve, you should absolutely get The Gist in your inbox. It's completely free and it's the best daily read you'll find. Just tap the subscribe link right there in the show notes. We'll see you tomorrow.
The Gist, news digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.